Twitter account of the guy who tried to assassinate Donald Trump has just been discovered, and man, he is crazy.
Yes, he's just off his rocker. I'll come back to this, but let's see what Harry had to say.
Crazy. His political views were all over the place. Like here in 2020, he tweeted out that he voted for Donald Trump in 2016, but that he was disappointed by his presidency, also saying, "I will be glad when you are gone." But also in 2020, he was supporting Tulsi Gabbard for president, who was a Democrat then, but is now very much a Trump supporter. And now in 2024, he tweeted out that Nikki Haley and Vivek Ramaswamy, who are running for president in the Republican Party, must join together so they can get the nomination. And he also appeared to be a pretty big Vivek Ramaswamy fan, saying you cannot quit, you must stay on the ballot to the end, you must fight, you must continue to give speeches and all of this nonsense. So he voted.
Whoa, Harry, why'd you stop there? Why do you guys think he stopped there? Why didn't he keep going further in 2024? Maybe because he tweeted something like this: at POTUS, your campaign should be called something like KADAF, Keep America Democratic and Free. Trump's should be MASA, Make Americans Slave Again, Master. Democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. The world is counting on us to show the way. Look at all these headlines here. Freedom is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot. Democracy is on the ballot. Harry, why didn't you show us this tweet of him saying democracy is on the ballot? Or why didn't you show us the fact that he's donated to Democrats 19 times? Is it because this would literally be living proof that the rhetoric you guys have been pushing is dangerous? Because remember, he started off the video like this.
It's been discovered, and man, he is crazy.
You just gotta say he's crazy. We can't take accountability for our rhetoric being dangerous. We're not gonna show you the stuff he said that would make us look bad. We can't admit that we've been pushing dangerous rhetoric. No, we're not gonna show you all of what we said. We're gonna try to show you this to kind of make it seem like, well, maybe the guy's just crazy. Not really a Democrat, not really a Republican. We don't know. He's just crazy. Well, we do know he said this: democracy is on the ballot and we cannot lose. We cannot afford to fail. What party has been pushing democracy's on the ballot, democracy's on the ballot, democracy's on the ballot? This rhetoric is dangerous.
What does the fact that he wanted to survive say to you?
It says that he's not, he's not suicidal, apparently. He wasn't going to take his own life if he was almost being captured. Clearly, we saw that he was captured without that. And it tells me that he's probably much more politically motivated. The last shooter in Pennsylvania, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to promote him in any way, but he was clearly a guy that was looking for the notoriety of taking that shot. I would think we're going to find that this guy's extremely politically motivated and that he probably was spurred on by much of the political diatribes that are going on these days, talking about Trump, equating him to Hitler and things like that. So I don't think this is the last we'll see of crazies out there trying to do this.
What's going on, everyone? As you saw from the intro, there's attempts right now from the media, social media, legacy media, by the liberal pundits online, liberal commentators online, people who are very anti-Trump, to somewhat downplay the assassination attempts. As you saw from my initial reaction to Donald Trump's assassination, a failed assassination attempt, there's been narratives trying to spin him being politically ambiguous. Like, people don't know his politics. His politics are clear. He was very pro-Ukraine. Trump was very anti-Ukraine. And as you saw from the intro, the guy in the intro kind of exposed the hypocrisy of the left, in that I made a mention that the left always tries to control your perception, and they try to convince you of a narrative. They try to convince you of an idea of something and make you vote based on that idea. That's why I said the contrast between a conservative and a liberal wants you to vote based on the world of words, word games. That's what I call it anyway. While conservatives like, yo, look, here's the reality. Here's how I interpret the reality. And I think this is the best course of action. This is 10 lines of how conservatives will argue about the point. But the highlight point is the alleged would-be assassin was a Democratic donor with a criminal record. Emphasis on Democratic donor. Right? They want to make all this argument, oh, he voted for Trump 2016, as you saw from the intro, and this pretty much breaks down all the facts on the table. I'm not going to selectively take something away so that way you only can come to one conclusion. There's many conclusions you can come from this, but what is stronger evidence is he was a Democrat when he attempted this attack on Donald Trump. There's Republicans that are anti-Trump. There's definitely liberals who are anti-Trump, and this goes to show and highlights the rhetoric of anti-Trump rhetoric that's been going on in the media today. And the ways that Democrats and many people on the left are trying to downplay this is a quote that I want to take from Ben Shapiro. Probably the worst thing about someone attempting to shoot Donald Trump again is that it will embolden Donald Trump to say mean things on social media, which threatens the Republic. Legacy media this morning. Essentially, that is a good summary of how the legacy media, and I remember in the intro in my initial videos for today, that this was some of the talking points that I heard online, Megyn Kelly, that the media is going to try to spin it in a way to almost insinuate that it is all Trump's fault.
Eyewitness News reporter Hector Molina continues our coverage tonight.
We don't want to see our presidents assassinated.
According to Rob Sanders, a distinguished lecturer of national security at the University of New Haven, the 2 assassination attempts on presidential candidate Donald Trump are a reflection of the actions of political leaders and the overall political climate in our country.
Violence has increased in part due to Donald Trump's own actions, but it's also increased due to the divisiveness and divisiveness of the nation right now in this political environment.
After today's incident in the July 13th assassination attempt, when Trump was grazed in the ear by a bullet, Sanders says Republican lawmakers are now asking that his Secret Service detail would have the same coverage of a sitting president rather than a candidate.
The perimeter surrounding the individual is larger. There's a helicopter immediately in vicinity. I don't know if they're going to do that, but there's at least an argument now for which to do so based on his second attempt.
I really, I don't care what you feel about him or Harris. This is the expectation that he will be safe, and the reason why this is, in some ways, you said how close the election is. The problem is this is a safety issue that is being thrown into a very intense political environment in which the very fact of an assassination, a constitutional moment, because it could have impacted voters, will be used for political purposes, and that to me is just exceptionally unfortunate, because whatever your beliefs are, we do deserve to have campaigns that are not where violence isn't being used as either a sword or a shield.
Media narrative of the day. Donald Trump really needs to stop inciting and provoking people to try to murder him. He needs to change his tone immediately. The guy said, democracy's on the ballot. That's a possible motive. He thought Donald Trump was a threat to democracy. He thought that Donald Trump couldn't win fair and square. No, it's not Donald Trump. Sorry. Kamala Harris couldn't win fair and square, and then he had to take actions into his own hands. But Trump is inciting violence, right? It's not people enabling the crazies, because the crazies are going to be seen as heroes, because that's what the crazies want. Here's a Twitter person, Rachel Vindman. I don't know who she is. Don't give a damn, but she's an example of what I'm talking about, that the left enables this behavior. Because when the right tries to hold the left to account for their rhetoric towards Donald Trump, that's insinuating or provoking these people to feel like they're safe, or they'll have public sentiment behind them when they attempt it. Because what we heard during the first failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, whoa, why he missed? Why he missed? Damn, he missed. How could you miss? The crazy's going, oh, I'm going to be the one to get him this time. Because the left has enabled this stuff. The left doesn't condemn it. You saw Destiny. Destiny went viral on Twitter, viral on X, because he said he didn't care, and that if you're a Trump supporter and you got killed during a Trump rally, he would laugh at your death. He'll laugh at your funeral. He'll laugh at the fact that you died at a Trump rally, right? People like Destiny is incentivize this stuff, because the point is you're enabling this, because people know, oh, I'm going to have people who will back me up. I'll have people who will speak up for me, like this going on right now. People who will downplay what I did. Oh, you didn't shoot at Trump. You didn't even hit Trump. You didn't even get a shot fired off. He should be let off easy. Some people on Twitter, on X, are saying. Trump has been insinuating violence against his opponents for years. He doses a situation in gasoline, lets them match, and walk away claiming no responsibility. Look at what is happening to Springfield, Ohio right now, but he wants to claim it. He's a victim. You cannot have it both ways. When Trump say the statements, people tie him to it, right? The Springfield shooting, right? So based on your logic, Rachel, why can't we insinuate Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the Democratic politicians who calls mega extremists, domestic terrorists, domestic threats on democracy, threat to democracy, Hitler, Nazis, right? Why can't we not do the same thing to you? You're the one who wants it both ways. On one hand, you want to tie Trump to, oh, look at the reports. Trump is responsible for this. You want to make a correlation with that. But then when the conservatives, try to make a correlation with the rhetoric from the left that contributes to 2 assassination attempts on Trump's life, you want to say, oh, sorry, I'm triggering you. So you expect us. This is how the left thinks, and this is how I know the left thinks this way. They want to hold conservatives to a higher standard, and they want to hold themselves to a lower standard. Oh, they're just a child. Oh, they're just Democrats. They didn't mean it. But when a conservative do it, oh, no, he meant to do that. The conservative meant to do that stuff. And this stuff kind of pisses me off, and this is what is highlighting more of the bias from the Democratic Party and also the corporate media, that majority of them, 97% of them, are Democrats, in my view. Democrats or independents, I don't give a damn. But I know only 3.5% of U.S. journalists are registered Republicans. That means there's no positive bias in favor of Republicans in this moment. And the left and the media specifically, the reason why they're downplaying this attempt at Donald Trump's life, this failed second assassination attempt, is because they don't want this to politically benefit Donald Trump, because this is in reality what is pushing this narrative about the legacy media trying to make all the responsibility on Donald Trump, because they don't want Trump to politically benefit from this assassination attempt like he did the first time. Here's a clip I want to react with you all to wrap up this video of a CNN analyst. He's an ex-CNN analyst castigating the media for trying to downplay this assassination attempt. Let's take a look.
I think it is so stupid and counterproductive to spend time trying to downplay the fact that the guy 2 times, there have been people trying to kill him over the last 90 days. We are not a country in which political violence can be condoned. And just because Donald Trump helped incite January 6th does not make 2 wrongs equal a right. Right? We need to be better than that. Not the same or worse. It is a bad thing that twice in 90 days, the nominee of one of the 2 major parties was the victim or the focus of an attempted assassination. Period.
And I have another point too. All the assassination attempts throughout history usually happens to Republicans, and the only exception is JFK. Look at your history. So this is common by the Democratic Party to cite these rhetorics, have these claims. Oh, Abraham Lincoln. Oh, he wants a black wife. Oh, he's a mud shark. This, like, all these derogatory statements. And literally, I could take the abstract concepts of the family, demonizing your rival, equating your rival to the worst thing given the historical context, and it fits Trump to a T. Demonizing Trump, trying to dehumanize Trump, trying to make a fear surrounding Trump, making Trump seem, oh, Eastern American Hitler, this and that and the third. Oh, he's going to bring fascism. We already experienced his presidency. Did fascism come? Did fascism come 2016 to 2020? No. But yet they're still trying to fearmonger over Donald Trump. And this is the ridiculousness that I'm calling out. That, the Democrat Party has no shame at this point because it works. Show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. I'm going to still get my ends. People going to still blame the Republicans. Trump gets assassinated, Republicans' fault. Kamala Harris gets attacked, Republicans' fault. Everything bad, Republicans' fault. Everything good, Democrats' fault. Like, make it make sense. The Democrats want all the credit when it's good, and they don't want none of the responsibility when everything is bad, even though they're running this country for 3 years now. Nothing is their fault. The economy being to crap, not their fault. The immigration issue, not their fault. Everything's Trump's fault. That's the problem that I have. The media is politically motivated, and they don't want to admit that they're politically motivated. And I'm calling it out because I'm sick of it. You saw what the lady said in my second clip. She's mad. Not the fact that this happens, it's the fact that Trump can use it for political gain. Well, stop giving him the opportunity to. And maybe he can't. But no, they can't. So they have to blame Trump for all this. Oh, it's Trump's fault. Trump's fault. Because they're looking at it from a political lens, not human, because they already dehumanized Trump. Trump is a figure of their imagination of everything bad in the world. And that's what they're voting against. This is what the Democrats, people who support Kamala Harris, that's what they really support. This idea of Trump being this villain that they have to fight against. That's the reality. I digress. Let's wrap up this video because I think I'm running a little long.
Period. It does not matter if it's Democrat or Republican or independent or green or libertarian. It should not matter that it is Donald Trump, because we believe that this is not a good thing, or at least we should, that you do not resort to violence to try to get the means and end that you are aiming at. That the way that you defeat someone who you disagree with politically is you go vote. You beat them at the ballot box.
The problem is the Democrats don't believe they can beat Donald Trump at the ballot box, and they already showed it because of the fact that they try to keep him off the ballot by bringing up a case that happened 3 years ago. They talk about we want to move forward, but they keep looking back. Make it make sense. So if you want, let's say you want the Democrats to win, but you don't have any faith that the Democrats can beat him officially the right way through the democratic process, what other options do you have? Inspire terrorism, enable terrorism. You condemn terrorism, you condemn political violence, but you don't want to call it out on how you contributed to political violence. You want to say both sides. Typical Democrat. When they're the ones mostly responsible, they try to spread the blame around. Make it make sense. Instead of saying, hey, we don't care what the Republicans do, we care about what we do, we shouldn't be doing this stuff. You'll never hear a Democrat say it. The only time a Democrat will downplay political violence or condemn political violence, they try to make it as, everybody's at fault for this. I'm just saying.
Once we start saying, well, yeah, I mean, it might have been a piece of glass, or he didn't even get shot, or we are bringing ourselves way down to a place that we don't want to be as a nation. Political violence is wrong, period, whether it's against Donald Trump or anyone else. And yes, the attempt at political violence, even if this guy on Sunday didn't fire any shots, is wrong, period. I just think there is so much as it comes to Donald Trump that is legitimate for criticism, for dislike, and for a vote against. That when you spend your time mired in these waters, you are doing a disservice, not to just to yourself, but to who we are as a people and to our democracy. So just stop doing it. Leave it be. You want to attack Donald Trump about it, what he, Project 2025, or what he said he will do in office, mass deportation, how he handled COVID, how he handled the election, his view broadly of the presidency and democracy, all fair. You should. That's what an election is about. But when we start to try to diminish and demean attempted assassinations of a guy who's one of the two major party nominees, you've lost the plot. And I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if you say Trump he needs to be gone. No, you beat him at the ballot box.
But the left believes they can't. That's the problem. And when you're someone I don't want this guy to win, but we can't beat him on the issues. He wins on the issues. He wins on the issues that Americans care about. What are your options? And that's what this dude decided to do. So how is his ideology politically unclear? This is the dumbest narrative the left and liberals try to do. Harry Sisselson is an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't know how he has all these followers. This guy's an idiot. It is clear he's politically motivated. It is clear he has a political ideology. It is clear that his preference, the reason why he did these actions was to the benefit of the Democratic Party. Clear as day. But he still want to play this game. Dummy. The media too. Oh, it's Trump's fault. How are you going to blame the victim? Oh, I hate Taylor Swift. How many people say they hate Donald Trump? So I'm supposed to assume anyone who put, I hate Donald Trump. Oh my God, you're a potential killer. Let me report you to the FBI. Is that what you want to happen nowadays? That's what I'm saying. The left want to hold themselves to a lower standard than the right. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the liberals being treated like children and the conservatives have to be treated like we damn near angels. We can't even take a step out of line or else, oh yeah, you the biggest villain ever. And that's because of the media complex. I'm just saying. When you got an institution that's overwhelmingly dominated by one political side, Democrats, They cover all the Democrats' nonsense in a positive light, all the Republicans in a negative light, whether good or bad. Always report the conservative as negative. And this is the problem that the legacy media has. To me, they got a stain of bias on them. I look at every journalist like, okay, everything is slightly towards the benefit of the Democrat every time. And if they call something negative against the Democrat, I take it at a higher value. It's okay, that they really effed up if you're calling them out. That's what I do nowadays. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree with my synopsis of the? Do you feel like the media is trying to downplay Trump's assassination, or do you think they're actually just trying to report the reality of Trump's assassination? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.